Did all that come out while you were still a Scientologist?
The couch jumping stuff did. That all happened again while I was on the RPF, actually. And I didn't see any of that when I was on the RPF. I had no idea any of that had happened. So I was a couple years late finding out about Tom Cruise's craziness. Tom Cruise, to me, was a Greek god. Tom Cruise was the most important Scientologist on the planet next to David Miscavige. Tom Cruise was a massive superstar celebrity who was spreading the word about Scientology. Tom Cruise was not somebody I was having critical thoughts about yet.
Got it.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I was in that world.
Yeah.
You know, and Tom Cruise was the Freedom Medal of Valor winner. I mean, he got the biggest freedom medal that David Miscavige had ever given out. I had not appreciated, and no one in the Sea Org appreciated David Miscavige standing on that stage saying that Tom Cruise was the most dedicated Scientologist he knew. That shit pissed us off because we were Sea Org members, and Tom Cruise might be a hardworking celebrity and superstar actor, but he ain't no Sea Org member.
Right.
And that line that David Miscavige stood on stage and said disaffected more Sea Org members than I think he ever had a clue was going to happen. People in the Sea Org were pissed off about that.
Wow.
We had to suppress it all because you do not ever express a critical remark about David Miscavige as a Sea Org member and expect to get away with it. You will not.
And in Miscavige's defense, you live by your celebrities and you grow by your celebrities, but you can die by your celebrities, as Mormonism is now experiencing. Tyler Glenn leaves Mormonism. Dan Reynolds leaves Mormonism. Imagine Dragons leaves Mormonism. Like it's, all these movie stars are leaving. Like it, the Osmonds were great when the church was on the rise. But if your celebrities start speaking out against the church and start disaffecting, you can die by that same sword that you've been living by. And so I'm sure Miscavige had to kiss Tom Cruise's butt to keep him in. Really quickly, there are rumors that the way that Scientology keeps Cruise in is by having secret information that he's gay, and that they'll use that against him if he ever disaffects. Do you have any sense for any of that being true or not?
No, that's all bullshit. Tom Cruise is a religious fanatic. He is a true believer. He is absolutely a true believer. Tom Cruise is definitely not bisexual or homosexual. That's just not, there's no way that's true. And he is just a fanatic. He's this super intense personality. And he's one of these like gung-ho, if you're going to do it all the way kind of people. He met Nicole, whose father is a clinical psychologist, by the way. He met Nicole Kidman on the set of, Days of Thunder. He was married to Mimi Rogers, who was a second-gen Scientologist who got him into Scientology. He had fallen out of love with Mimi. He fell in love with Nicole, wanted to marry her, right? Wanted to be with her. So, the church complied and helped make that happen and told Mimi to shut the fuck up. And that's what happened. And that's how he got out of his first marriage. But Nicole wasn't really so down with Scientology. She did it. And I think she even got up to the OT levels at one point. But she was never really hardcore. She was kind of doing it because he wanted her to. And she was kind of pulling him away from Scientology. And in the 1990s, he actually stopped really being much of a Scientologist. He wasn't promoting it. He wasn't talking about it. Wasn't doing services. Wasn't around the orgs. Sure as hell wasn't going to events.
Mm-hmm.
Late 1990s, David Miscavige says, I want to get this guy back. And Marty Rathbun goes and recovers him and does the most successful Scientology recovery ever happened in the history of Scientology. He gets Tom Cruise back on board. And he gets Nicole out of Tom Cruise's life. He actually accomplished that. And he managed to alienate the kids that they had adopted as well, so that they went on Cruise's side and not with Nicole. And Nicole was like, okay, so she got blindsided and ended up divorcing Tom. And Tom went all in on Scientology. And he and David Miscavige became best buds. And Tom started getting more training in Scientology, started doing more classes with Scientology, started doing more auditing with Scientology, got onto the OT level 7, which I think he's still on now. He might have finished that. And he went all in on Scientology again. And then they arranged Katie Holmes to be his wife. And then that didn't work out because Katie saw behind the curtain and she was like, get me the hell out of here. And she actually arranged with her family with secret phones and secret security and stuff to escape from Tom Cruise's vicinity with her daughter. And she did. And she pulled it off and she got out of that. And Tom, of course, never forgave her and won't even see his daughter now. And that's why. So he's as hardcore as they get. And people who conjecture endlessly about Tom Cruise leaving Scientology literally just don't have any idea what they're talking about. He's never going to leave.